Good
Morning,
evening,
sir.
sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Good morning, sir.
good evening. Okay, we'll start in a couple of minutes. Okay, so in our class in the morning, we have covered about the different reactions of the hydrogen, okay, with the metal, non-metal, metal oxides, hydrogenation reaction. Okay, we will continue further. Uses of hydrogen. Okay, uses. Okay, so some basic uses are there. Hydrogen can act as an excellent fuel. Okay, it can act as an excellent fuel because it is having a high heat of combustion. High heat of combustion. So what is meaning of high heat of combustion? So if you compare wood and coal, which one is having high heat of combustion? Do you think wood will have the higher heat of combustion or coal will have?
Sir, wood because it has high calorific value.
Wood or coal? You are telling wood?
Yes, sir.
Sir, wood.
Huh.
Good.
WOOD,
Both
wood
is good.
or coal? Wood or coal, which will have the higher calorific. You know that when we burn coal, okay, you will get the more amount of heat per amount of material. Okay, because most of the other water content and other substances, they are lost, right? So in coal you will have more carbon content as compared to in the wood. Okay, so therefore when you are burning it, you will get the higher heat of combustion, higher caloric value you will get. So here hydrogen, of course, it does not have the carbon, but it burns very
Sir,
well. It
please
is a,
pardon.
yeah.
Your voice is lagging.
Okay, let me do one thing. Let me change this one. That's what I had a doubt. Maybe this in between once.
Sir, your voice is blurry.
Okay, let me.
Voice is lacking a lot.
Okay. Just I will change
Sir,
the.
please pardon.
Okay. So now let us see if it helps. So now the voice is coming better compared to earlier.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it's all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
here hydrogen itself is not having any carbon, but it has an excellent combustion. It burns very well. It doesn't support combustion, but it burns well. So we use the hydrogen as a fuel in the combined form. Okay, that can be either as a coal gas. These days not much in use. Water gas and liquid hydrogen. So coal gas is a mixture of the hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide. Okay, so coal gas we are obtaining by the destructive distillation of coal. Okay, so coke will be obtained, and in the gas form what we are getting hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide, that is the coal gas. Water gas, when we are passing the steam over red hot coke, then we will get the mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas, that is the water gas. Water gas also burns very well, very good combustion. Liquid hydrogen, okay, liquid hydrogen, that is what we discussed, the physical properties of hydrogen. In that one we discussed that platinum, palladium and nickel, almost 900 times more of hydrogen they are able to trap, okay, by the process of, by what process? Platinum, palladium, nickel, they are able to trap lot of hydrogen inside them.
sir, occlusion.
Yes, occlusion or adsorption. Okay, so this liquid hydrogen,
Sir, occlusion.
so liquid hydrogen is more energy expensive, like we saw, no, minus 240 degrees centigrade is required to liquefy, and some 20 atmospheres or something. So we can get that liquid nitrogen, sorry, liquid hydrogen, and once this liquid hydrogen is stored in some kind of cylinders, okay, then they can be used like, industrial purposes or like that, not for domestic purposes. Okay, that can also be used. So in this way the hydrogen can be used as a fuel.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, a girl wants to join Ananya, so she's asking for permission in the center.
Okay, so next one, another application is the welding torch, like, oxyhydrogen torch. So what we see commonly in this servicing centers and all, that is the acetylene torch. Okay, so acetylene, like we discussed in the morning, okay, acetylene triple bond will be there between the hydrogen, acetylene. So this acetylene gas, it is also highly combustible gas. So when we are mixing it with the hydrogen, then we get the acetylene flame. Okay, that can be used for welding. So these are the special torches, like oxyhydrogen torch, because here you can get temperatures almost 2500 degrees centigrade of temperature, and this kind of temperatures will be useful in certain applications, like fusing of a platinum, quartz, alumina, rubies and sapphires and all these kind of things. So where the temperature requirements are very high, then this kind of torch will be used. Next is the atomic hydrogen torch. Okay, so here also is slightly higher than that, 2800 degrees centigrade. Okay, because there are some metals like tungsten, Okay, tungsten filament. Earlier we used to have the these days hardly we don't. Once LED bulbs have come, now we are not seeing this yeah, those tungsten filament bulbs, right? The red bulbs gives a lot of heat. Okay, the tungsten filament, that element tungsten is a very tough element. Okay, and if you want to work with that element to melt it and to make it malleable and all these things, we need really high temperatures. So for such metals like tungsten, manganese, chromium, we will use the atomic torch. Next, self-lighting gas jets or automatic lighters. In these also it is used. Haber's process we have discussed in the morning for the preparation of what? Haber's process. Industrial preparation of ammonia. Okay. Industrial preparation of ammonia is by the Haber's process. This is very important. Okay. Next, hydrogenation of vegetable oils we discussed in the morning. Okay. Then there is something called artificial petrol from coal. Okay, so here basically the term artificial petrol, okay, this may seems to be very attractive. Oh my god, we can make artificial petrol or something. So here basically it is what you can say is an artificial fuel. Okay, synthetic fuel.
So artificial fuel means which can be so like when vehicles can be given.
Yes, it can be used, but here what is the important point is that the fuel here is not exactly petrol, diesel or anything. So when we are burning certain carbon compounds like some biomass is there or something, and with insufficient supply of oxygen, then you will get this carbon monoxide, and that will be in combination with the hydrogen. So you can get this kind of gases like coal gas, water gas. Okay, so these things at a more pressure they can be liquefied. Okay, so in certain places, in for example USA, they use the syngas. Okay, it is called syngas. So it is not the natural petroleum, it is the whatever this biomass is burnt, from that one they will liquefy and they will supply for the burning purpose. Okay, so this is because it is liquid in state, the people can use the fancy terms like artificial petrol and all those things. But there is a major problem, like if you try to use any of such fuels in your regular vehicles, okay, then the design of the vehicle, okay, that engine is a 4-stroke engine or it may be 2-stroke engine, based upon it is a the vehicle. Okay, 2-stroke engines are now very uncommon, mostly 4-stroke engine. So what happens is when you are using some kind of these kind of alternative fuels, it may not perform very properly. Okay, the engine may get damaged easily. This kind of things take. So for that one, redesigning of the engines may be required. Next, another application of the hydrogen is a reducing agent in metallurgy. Okay, so this also we have discussed in the morning. Okay, it acts as an excellent reducing agent, right? So whatever these metal oxides are there, these metal oxides are being reduced to their elemental state, metal form. Okay, so it can be used as an excellent reducing agent. So these are some good uses of hydrogen. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, we will move to the next important topic, that is oxidation and reduction. Any doubts you have? Okay, okay, these two things are there. We should know the difference between oxidation and reduction. Okay, so what how can we define these terms oxidation and reduction. We have discussed sometimes already in the class also, we have discussed a couple of times. So one way how we can define the oxidation is based upon the gain or loss of the electrons. Okay, so if there is a loss of the electron, okay, there is a loss of the electron. For example, we look at this reaction that zinc is getting ionized. Okay, it is losing the 2 electrons. Okay, so do we say that it is oxidized? So we will say it is oxidation. Okay, okay, you see, you will compare this with reduction. Okay, in reduction what is happening, there is going to be a gain of the electrons. Okay, electrons, we are gaining the electrons. So if you take an example like copper 2 plus, okay, it is gaining the 2 electrons and it is converting into the metallic copper. So oxidation, reduction, two things are there. In the case of oxidation, there is a loss of electrons. Okay, loss of electrons. How can we remember? Reduction, reduction. Okay, so when we say that there is a reduction, okay, that means it is taking more negative. Okay, electrons are negative charge, you know, you can remember in this way, electrons are negative charge. Okay, if any this ion or that compound, that metal, that atom is taking up that negative charge. Okay, if it is taking, okay, gaining the negative charge, then we say it is getting reduced. Okay, just like if we tell, if any person is becoming very negative, always negative thoughts, then we say that person is getting reduced, his thoughts are going down, reduced. Similar way you have to remember like this, like electrons are negative charge. If that atom or ion is taking the electrons, okay, getting more negative into it, it will be reduced. Okay, the opposite is for oxidation, it is losing the negative charge. Okay, losing the negative charge, that is the electrons, it is losing the electrons. This part is clear?
So, yes.
By the gain and loss of electrons, we
Yes, sir.
can tell what is oxidation and reduction. Okay, please try to remember this very important concept. No, you cannot afford to confuse here. Immediately, even after the class, you please spend at least 10-15 minutes end of the chapter oxidation reduction. Few examples you do by yourself. If you have doubt, you ask me again, no problem. Okay, but you have to get good clarity with this. Next one, oxygen, based upon whether it is gaining the oxygen or there is a loss of oxygen, also we can tell that oxidation and reduction is taking place. If there is a gain of this oxygen, okay, for example, carbon is gaining the oxygen to become carbon dioxide, then what we can say, carbon is getting oxidized to carbon dioxide. This is easy. Okay, because it is getting oxygen, it is getting oxidized. Okay, okay, similarly another example like magnesium can also take up the oxygen, get oxidized to magnesium oxide. Okay, so earlier magnesium was not having oxygen, now it has taken up oxygen, so it is oxidized. The opposite will be for reduction, that is going to be a loss of oxygen. Cupric oxide with hydrogen converting into elemental copper and water. loss of oxygen is taking place here. So what we can say that copper is getting oxidized or reduced?
So reduced.
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 Okay. Now here you see, though I have written this as an example of the reduction, oxidation is also taking place here. This hydrogen is converted into water. No, it is gaining oxygen. Okay. So whenever we are telling that there is an oxidation or reduction, you should tell who is getting oxidized, who is getting reduced. Okay. Here this cupric oxide is getting reduced to copper, loss of oxygen. If it is gaining oxygen, we say it is oxidized. Carbon is gaining oxygen, it is oxidized to carbon dioxide. Okay, this one is also clear.
Yes, sir.
Now let us compare this with hydrogen. Okay, so these are all different ways how you can say that whether that particular compound or element is getting oxidized or reduced. Okay, now with hydrogen, suppose you want to tell, okay, in a certain reaction like hydrogen sulfide reacting with chlorine gas gives rise to hydrogen chloride plus sulfur. Okay, now here can you tell me who is getting oxidized?
So hydrogen sulfide is getting oxidized to sulfur by loss of hydrogen.
Correct. So here what you are concentrating on? You are concentrating on hydrogen. So here makes your life easy, no? Sometimes like here we have written half equation, just we have written like this, but generally your chemical reactions you are not writing like this, no? Please electron like this. You are not writing. So most of the reactions it will be in this form, like 2 and 3, how we are writing this kind of examples. So quickly, if you want to know, so then what you will do, you will see, okay, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, okay, hydrogen, okay, loss of hydrogen, oh, sulfur. So there is a loss of hydrogen. If there is a loss of hydrogen, okay, loss of hydrogen, then it is oxidation. So hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to sulfur. Okay, the opposite will be true for the reduction. In reduction, for example, we take the example of a chlorine reaction with hydrogen sulfide giving rise to hydrochloric acid and sulfur. Okay, so now here you see what is going on. Is this reaction and this reaction same or different?
So different.
Different. Are you sure?
No, sir, it is not different, sir.
Why do you think it is different? I simply changed the order of H2S plus Cl2.
So
I wrote
because
Cl2 plus
the
H2.
hydrogen is reduced to hydrochloric acid and there it was oxidized to that.
You see, here is what is important, like I have stressed again. This same equation H2S plus Cl2 give rise to HCl plus sulfur. I have written here also, I wrote here also. But I am giving this as an example of oxidation and the same I am writing equation as example of reduction. Is it possible? See, here you have to, that is what is important, I am stressing that you have to tell oxidation. For example, H2S, hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to sulfur. Okay. What about chlorine? This chlorine, it gained the hydrogen, no? Did it lose the hydrogen? It didn't have hydrogen. Chlorine, it gained the hydrogen. So this fellow, what happened to that fellow? He got the, it got the reduced. Okay, so in the same reaction, one compound got oxidized and the other compound got reduced. Therefore, the same reaction, the same complete reaction is given as an example under oxidation also, reduction also. Okay, you are following, no?
Yes, sir.
So you have
Yes,
to
sir.
tell whenever we ask, whenever a question is asked, okay, what is getting oxidized? So you have to tell exactly hydrogen sulfide is getting oxidized. Like in the previous exam, online exam also, like sometimes some students what they have written, for example, it is hydrogen chloride is getting oxidized to sulfur. They have written as sulfur is getting oxidized, or they will write hydrogen is getting oxidized, or only part, they are not telling the whole compound name. Okay, so here what you need to tell is this whole thing. Okay, you can tell only changed or hydrogen is getting changed. So here if I am asking, the question is okay, let us look at this equation. Okay, this equation, look at this equation, and in this equation you tell me that who is getting oxidized in this equation.
Sir, chlorine.
Sir,
Sir,
chlorine.
chlorine.
Chlorine is getting
Chlorine.
oxidized.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I have written something here. I hope you are all able to see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what happened here? The chlorine is taking up the hydrogen. It has accepted the hydrogen. So if it has taken the hydrogen, that means it got reduced. If it lost the hydrogen, that means it got oxidized. Okay, so this is what in simple, you see, this is a hydrogen. What you will look, the compound, loss of hydrogen. Yes, loss of hydrogen, oxidized. Here chlorine, gain of hydrogen. Okay, gain of hydrogen, that means reduced. Okay, so maybe another example, ammonia is reacting with the chlorine gas to form nitrogen and hydrochloric acid. Okay, now here you tell me who is getting reduced.
Sir, chlorine is reduced to hydrogen chloride.
Okay, anyone else want to guess? Do you think that chlorine is getting reduced? Okay,
Yes, sir.
Sir, nitrogen is getting reduced.
nitrogen is getting reduced.
No, sir. So that is just addition of one hydrogen. So just one, then no, sir, it will not be possible.
So here you see, okay, don't get confused. Here, oxidation or reduction, how can we tell? For example, based upon hydrogen. So here you have ammonia and chlorine. These two are the reactants. And chlorine is converting into what? It is converting into HCl, hydrochloric acid, HCl. So Cl is converted into HCl. That means it gained the hydrogen, correct? So if it gains
Yes,
hydrogen, here I have written plus, no, gain of hydrogen. Okay, if it gains the hydrogen, then what it becomes? It becomes the reduction, correct? If so, who is gaining this hydrogen? Chlorine is gaining the hydrogen to become HCl, no? So because the chlorine is gaining hydrogen to become HCl, it is undergoing reduction. Okay, but you see ammonia NH3 already it is having hydrogen and it lost the hydrogen, okay, if it lost the hydrogen, then what you say, it is getting oxidized. Okay, So you are following? There is a clarity or there is a little bit confusion?
For clarity.
Okay, so maybe what we will do is okay, we will see some more examples, okay, as we go on. Next, oxidation and reduction we can also define by two other methods. One is electronegative ion. Okay, electronegative ion, if there is a gain of this electronegative ion. Okay, for example, FeCl2, ferrous chloride. Ferrous chloride is reacting with chlorine to form ferric chloride, FeCl3. Okay, so in this particular case, what is happening? Electronegative ion. Who is the electronegative ion here in this reaction?
Sir, Cl.
So chlorine is electronegative, correct?
Chlorine.
Metals are electropositive. Iron here is electropositive. Here chlorine is electronegative. So what is happening is this ferrous chloride FeCl2 is converted into ferric chloride. So what is happening? There is a gain of this negative ion, electronegative ion. Okay, from FeCl2 it become FeCl3. Okay, if such a gain of the electronegative ion is taking place, that also we can say as the oxidation. Okay. How to remember? This seems to be very confusing. This one is very easy. Oxygen and hydrogen. So if oxygen is gained, oxidation, oxygen is lost, reduction. Hydrogen, if you gain the hydrogen, then it is a reduction. If you lost the hydrogen, it is oxidation. These two are much more easier. Okay, but this one, how can you rationalize? How can you remember this? Negative charge ion, if it is gaining, do you think overall a negative charge ion, okay, it is having the more electrons or less electron? More negative charge, no? That's why we are saying negative, no, on the top. For example, Cl minus, chloride ion. Okay, chloride ion we are writing as a minus. Why? It has extra electron. Okay, that electron it want to give away. That electron is not giving stability to it. It is in the ionic form. Okay, so if it is FeCl2 is gaining this negative, okay, because here Cl2, no, that means Cl, they are bound to each other like this. Okay, it will break and one Cl will come and attach. Okay, so then it will become FeCl3. So what is happening? This negatively charged chloride ion or the electronegative ion anion is attaching, that we can say as the oxidation. Another example, zinc plus 2HCl gives rise to zinc chloride plus hydrogen. Okay, here zinc is undergoing oxidation or reduction. Zinc is taking up this electronegative
For oxidation.
oxidation. It is taking up the chloride ion, okay, and it is becoming zinc chloride, so it is oxidation. Suppose you forgot, okay, you forgot, oh my god, what is happening here, I am not able to tell. So can I tell by any other way? This reaction, just to concentrate on this reaction, okay, you forget about this electronegative and you just tell me that zinc, okay, or you say HCl, okay, HCl is undergoing oxidation or reduction.
For reduction.
Okay, anyone else?
So can you please pardon the question?
HCl is undergoing oxidation or reduction?
Sir, oxidation.
Oxidation.
Okay. Now, if you are get confused, then how to answer it? Now, there should be some way you should be able to tell. Okay. So you may not be able to follow this. You rectified and you forgot. What was that plus or minus? You forgot. So you should be have some way how you can tell. So you see, zinc here. What is oxidation state? Zinc here. Is zinc is having any charge here?
No.
Oxidation state 0. Elemental state. Okay, if that if it is in its elemental state, then its oxidation state is 0. Only if it is ionized, it will have some oxidation state. Okay, so here from 0, what happened? It become zinc chloride, ZnCl2. So Zn is what? Plus 2, no, because chloride is minus, Cl minus. There are two Cl, na? Cl2, 2 are there. So it will become plus 2. From 0, it become plus 2. Correct? So,
Yes.
now you tell me, it got oxidized or it got reduced zinc?
Reduced.
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 Hmm. Think about it.
So zinc got oxidized to to zinc chloride. No, so it will be oxidation.
Hmm. You see, I told you one very specific story in the starting. Don't forget that story, otherwise your life will be miserable. You will always confusion. Okay? You see, whenever there is a gain of the negative charge, electron is what charge? Electron is negative charge. All of you know, right? There is no confusion about that one. Electrons are negatively charged. And if any atom, any compound is gaining this negative charge, okay, then we say it is getting reduced. Okay. So you have to remember how you have to remember. Keep on taking negative. Person will become reduced and reduced. Think like that. Okay. Then you won't get confused. But here what happened? Is it taking negative charge? No, it is become positive. From 0, it became positive plus 2. So what it became? It became oxidized. Okay. If it was turning into negative oxidation, okay, negative oxidation state, then we say it is becoming reduced. Okay, your this one you followed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think you see, you should definitely practice. Okay, if you do not practice after the class, then I am telling you, even in your next ninth 10th also, you will get really miserably, you will get confused with the things, huh? Because this concept is something I cannot stress more how important it is. Okay, should understand it. At any cost you cannot afford. If you have doubt, you are not following, you ask me, I will tell 100 times, but you cannot afford to confuse in this oxidation reduction. So if there is the loss of this negative ion, okay, for example FeCl3, okay, reacting with hydrogen sulfide is going to give rise to FeCl2 plus HCl plus sulfur. Okay, so in this particular reaction, I want to know the iron. Okay, here FeCl3, ferric chloride is changed into ferrous chloride, whether it is oxidation or reduction.
The reduction.
Reduction. Okay, why you are telling it is reduction? What is your
Sir, because it here it is removal of hydrogen. So because it was H2S and it was changed to HCl. So
okay? You are telling with respect to H2S is converted to S. Okay, sulfur lost the hydrogen. Okay,
but it can also be in the form that Cl minus is an electronegative ion. So sir, and any removal of electronegative is reduction. So also.
okay. This if you are able to remember, that is excellent. Okay, because most of the students tend to forget what is for what. It is a damn confusing. People will be always, students are always confused with this one. There should be some way you should be able to tell, even if you confuse, you should be able to deduce. Now FeCl3, here we let us concentrate here, please pay attention. Okay, iron FeCl3 ferric chloride is converted into FeCl2. Okay, I have written separately here. So what is the oxidation state of iron here in FeCl3? Chlorine oxidation state. Look at this, Cl minus ion, no, chloride minus 1 charge. So how you will tell? For example, I don't know iron, write X. Okay, plus chlorine Cl minus, no, minus 1 into 3. What is this net charge on this one? 0.
So
It is a neutral, no? FeCl3 is neutral, no, it is not having any charge, no, is equal to 0. Now you tell what is X. So 3 into minus 1, minus 3, 0. So X is equal to plus 3. Okay. So the oxidation state of iron in FeCl3 is plus 3. When you are same thing FeCl2, okay, it will be plus 2. Iron is plus 2 oxidation state. So from plus 3, the oxidation state is converted to plus 2. So do you think it is getting oxidized or reduced? You tell.
so reduced.
Because
Sir, because loss of electronegative ion Cl minus is there and plus 3 is changed to plus 2.
so here you see, all of you pay attention that here it is plus 3, no? Plus 3 plus 2. So what it became? It got reduced. From plus 3, which was more positive, it got reduced to plus 2. Got reduced, no? So reduced. It is a reduction. Okay. So in this particular reaction, FeCl3 converting to FeCl2, okay, that is a reduction is taking place. Okay. Okay, you can define with respect to the electronegative atom, and similarly we can also tell with respect to the electropositive atom. Okay, so let us see electropositive atom. Okay. If there is a loss of the electropositive atom, so for example, reaction is potassium iodide reacting with hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide means there is more oxygen. H2O water, H2O2 peroxide. Okay, it forms the potassium hydroxide. Okay, potassium iodide became potassium hydroxide plus iodine. Okay, so this is the reaction. In this reaction, we want to know who is getting oxidized and who is getting reduced.
So in this potassium iodide is oxidized to iodine by loss of electropositive ion K plus.
Okay, so here Ki is converted to I2, no? That means what is happening? There is a loss of the, okay, positive charge ion. The positive charge ion potassium is getting lost. Okay, so this is also one way by which we can tell that oxidation or reduction is taking place. Okay, and uh, if you are confused, okay, that you are not able to tell, then what you will do, then you will go back to that what formula I told you earlier. Okay, that is write the oxidation state. Potassium iodide. Okay, iodine will be in what oxidation state? So if potassium iodide is converting into iodine, okay, that is what we are seeing here, and the potassium is combining with oxygen to form potassium hydroxide. Who is getting oxidized? Should we say
So
that potassium is getting,
oxidized to iodine.
should we say that potassium is getting oxidized or iodine is getting oxidized?
So iodine.
That is what I told you, don't fall in the trap. Okay, you have to tell potassium iodide, you should not tell potassium or iodine. Okay, that is not, this compound potassium iodide is getting oxidized to iodine. Okay, don't make this mistake. Potassium iodide, this is a compound, right? It is not, these two are not separate. Ki, it is potassium iodide, one compound. That compound is getting oxidized to elemental iodine. Okay, so here you will tell potassium iodide is getting oxidized to iodine. You will not say that potassium is getting oxidized or iodine is getting oxidized. That is incorrect. Okay, you have to follow that point. This compound potassium iodide is getting oxidized. Okay, so we see similar another example, that is if there is a gain of the electropositive element, what is going to happen? Silver, sorry, mercury, the mercuric chloride is reacting with stannous chloride, tin, SN tin, to give rise to the mercurous chloride and stannic chloride. So here the question is, who is getting oxidized, who is getting reduced? Let us see first, it is we are seeing under reduction, no? Who is getting reduced?
Sir, mercury chloride is
Sir, mercury chloride is reduced to mercurous chloride.
Okay. Anyone else? This is also metal. Mercury also metal. Tin also metal. Both are metal. Both are having chlorine. Cl2, Cl2. This mercuric chloride, okay, become mercurous chloride. Chlorine, any gain is there? Not there, no? Here any gain is there of chlorine?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
SnCl2 become SnCl4, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we are telling that by electropositive, if there is a gain, then it should be the reduction. Correct. So here,
Yes, sir.
which one you think is getting reduced?
So mercury chloride is reduced.
Sir, mercury chloride.
Why not this tin chloride?
Sir, because chlorine is an electronegative ion, and so here we are talking about the electropositive ions.
Okay. You see, if you by chance, you know what, your answers are very correct. Okay, no problem. But here my point is, I want to confuse you. I want to, you have to be very confident with your answer, because only two options are there, no? Oxidation or reduction. Is it really oxidation? No, 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 sir, it is reduction. That should not happen. Okay, you should have very perfect with your answer. You should know the reason why it is. So your answer is quite correct. HgCl2. Because if you feel confused also, what you will do? You will go back to that oxidation state. I told you, no. Okay. So here HgCl2. So two are there, no. So plus 2 mercury will be plus 2 oxidation state. Here it is converted to plus 1 oxidation state. So what about the oxidation state is becoming less, no, reduced. So you can confirm your answer. Okay, but here you see this tin Cl2, from Cl2 to it is coming to Cl4. From plus 2 oxidation state it is going to plus 4 oxidation state. It is getting oxidized. So you can confirm your answer in that way also. So that is the different ways by which you can define what is oxidation, what is reduction. Okay, we will just summarize. You can tell with respect to loss or gain of electrons. Okay, gain or loss of oxygen, gain or loss of hydrogen. Okay, gain or loss of electropositive and electronegative element. Okay, these 5 methods are given. Okay, the universal best one is,
Loss of electrons.
yes. Okay, so what I told you, know, this one, oxidation state. Okay, find the oxidation state and you see the change in the oxidation state. Okay, you will be 100% confirm with your answer. Okay, there is no way anyone can tell it is no, that no one can tell like that. Okay, if you see what is happening to the oxidation state, from high oxidation state, if it is going to low oxidation state, it is getting reduced. Okay, and from low oxidation state, if it is going to high oxidation state, that means it is getting oxidized. Okay, so you have any doubts in this one?
No, sir.
Okay, so I think
I have a doubt.
yeah.
So, like talking about oxidation and reduction in a reaction, so is it necessary that in all the reactions, the reduction and the oxidation will take place?
So you know, in chemistry the game is only about electrons. Okay, so for a chemical reaction to take place, something has to exchange, you know, something has to exchange. So what is getting exchanged? The protons are not getting exchanged, the neutrons are not getting exchanged, any other particles are not getting. So when we are talking chemistry, electrons. Okay, it's all about electrons. Either you give electrons, you take electrons, you share electrons. Okay, share completely, share partially, all these things can take place. Okay, different combinations, but the everything revolves around the electrons. Okay,
No, sir. Actually, my question is, sir, that in all the reactions, this oxidation reduction takes place. So because when we talk about the glucose 1 reactions, there's 6CO2 plus 12
no. Yes. I now understand. You see, your question is that whether all reactions in chemistry are oxidation reduction reactions.
Yes, sir.
No, you have already seen in your previous chapters. Okay, there can be different type of reactions. Okay, that for example, there is one we discussed is the addition reaction yesterday, right? A formation of
Yes,
adduct.
sir.
Okay, formation of
Yes, sir.
adduct
See,
is there. So that is a simple combination. There won't be any oxidation reduction. There may be the formation of coordinate covalent compounds. Okay, there also there is a not there is a the compound will be formed, but the electrons sharing is not in a way that there will be oxidation reduction. Okay, you see, oxidation reduction means what ultimately? Ultimately it means what? Oxidizing, reducing. It means that the negative charge of the electron, okay, you have to always focus on the electron. The electron is negatively charged. If anything is taking more negative charge, it will get reduced. If it is getting rid of that negative charge, it is getting oxidized. That is the basic concept of this oxidation reduction. Okay, okay, we can move. I think
sir.
we are
So, like in redox reactions, the oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. Sir, so like when we talk about the HPCl3 plus H2S, so that is also a redox reaction or just an example of reduction?
In any such reaction where there is a oxidation, you are able to see that oxidation is taking place or reduction is taking place, you can 100% be sure that both oxidation and reduction are taking place. Okay, because if someone is giving electron, someone should be there to accept that electron. If that is not there, that oxidation or that reduction will not take place. Okay, it is, you can imagine in this way. Okay, there is one ion. Okay, that ion is floating around. Okay, it is having a lot of negative charge. So negatively charged ion. Okay, it is having more electrons, it is floating around. Do you think simply it will do some reaction by itself? It need to give that one to someone else, no? That fellow, that other atom or element or ion will take that one, then only we say it is a reaction. When there is no partner, where is the reaction? There is no reaction. We will see, for our convenience we write half reaction. We will see in our next classes. Okay, half reaction, that is for our convenience, but always oxidation reduction simultaneously.
Yes, sir.
We will wind up the class with one final point. Okay, that is the, we saw this example, right? Potassium iodide is reacting with hydrogen peroxide to give rise to potassium hydroxide and iodine. So here I will write one equation. Okay, silver oxide is reacting with hydrogen peroxide to give rise to elemental silver, water, and oxygen is released. Now you compare this equation with this potassium iodide equation. Okay, here you tell me H2O2, whether it is getting oxidized or reduced. Here it is getting oxidized or reduced.
Sorry, number one it is getting reduced and number second it is getting oxidized.
Anyone else? H2O2 is converted into H2O, correct? And here H2O2, what is happening? So you look at this one first, H2O2 into H2O. There is a loss of oxygen, correct?
Yes, sir.
If there is a loss of oxygen, it is oxidation or reduction?
So reduction.
Reduction. Okay. Now this is undergoing reduction in this reaction, but if you look here, H2O2, where it is going? It is going to this KOH, no? OH. These two are going into KOH. So becomes a bit difficult to answer. Then what you will do? You look at the other step. Potassium iodide. Okay. Potassium iodide is converting into iodine. So potassium iodide is getting oxidized or reduced?
Sir, oxidized.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Reduced.
So we can say that potassium iodide is oxidized to iodine by loss of electropositive ion K plus.
Okay. If there is a loss of the electropositive, okay, then it will become what?
Oxidized.
Oxidized. You see here again. Loss of loss of electropositive. Here this is going to be the positive, no, potassium will be positive, then it will become oxidized, okay, iodine. So potassium iodide is getting oxidized to iodine. So the other fellow will be reduced. Okay. If you want to further confirm, like this one also you don't have for help, okay, only directly this one is there, then what you will do? Okay, then you go to the oxidation state business. Okay. So here hydrogen peroxide, whether it is getting oxidized or reduced, we have to say. Can you say that one based upon that?
Sir,
So just I am leaving you, the reason I bought these two equations is I want to leave you with this thought. In the next class we will discuss. Okay. You see, when whatever equations we discussed today, oxidation and reduction. Okay. By these five different methods we can tell whether that reaction is an oxidation reduction reaction. Okay. So there are some compounds, okay, many compounds, they can act based upon that particular equation, they can get oxidized or they may get reduced. So if you ratify in any one equation that this one is getting oxidized, it is, you will not be able to tell that in other reaction also it is 100% going to get oxidized only. Okay, we have to see in that particular equation, each equation, whether it is getting oxidized or reduced. So we will see in our next class. Okay, oxidizing agent, reducing agent. In the meanwhile, I request that please try to solve a few by yourself. End of chapter questions are there, no, some equations and all, you try to solve that one. Okay, and any doubts are there, please ask tomorrow, sorry, that next class. We will discuss in this one. Okay, then any further doubts are not there, then I will see you all in the next class.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.